Okay, so the first one I gave you here is just a test to see how well you do with conversions. I gave you that 1 pound is 7,000 grains. Can we convert 24,500 grains into pounds? And I'm going to go through the formal conversion here. So 1 pound is 7,000 grains. Grains cancel out. What this is telling us is 24.5 divided by 7,000, which is going to give us 3.5, 3.5. Very good. 64 ounces into pounds. Is the unit getting bigger or smaller? Bigger. Going from ounces to pounds, unit's getting bigger, so we're going to divide. How many ounces in a pound? 16. That's 4 pounds. 0.28 grams into milligrams. Unit's getting smaller, number has to get bigger. How many spots on the chart is it from grams to milligrams? 3 spots. It's 280. 710 grams going into kilograms is 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. 0.71. How about 3 tons into pounds? Times 2,000 pounds per ton, so that is 6,000 pounds. Now the last one's on here just to see how well you were paying attention. 1,800 cubic centimeters is going to be 1,800 milliliters. A milliliter is defined to be 1 gram is defined to be the mass of 1 milliliter of water, or 1 cubic centimeter of water. So if this is water, that would be 1,800 grams, which is 1.8 kilograms. For those of you in dairy herds, you know, is milk heavier or lighter than water? Slightly heavier.
Why would that be?
Because there's other stuff in it. Have you guys discussed corn yet? Yeah, corn is also heavier than water. That's how you test the moisture in corn. The old-fashioned way of testing the moisture in corn is doing the bushel weight. And what is it, like 60 pounds is the dry bushel weight of corn?
Actually,
58 if it's wet, 57 if it's really wet.
corn isn't heavier than water, or else corn would sink in water, and corn doesn't sink when you fill it.
Corn is definitely heavier than water, Kyler. Trust me on that one. Okay, so as we've covered all of our different unit conversions here. We have a couple more things to go through before we finish up the unit. With the days off next week, of course, we're not going to get to the unit test next week. I was mistaken when I told you guys that yesterday. I was thinking we had 3 days next week. We only have 1 day of class for this class next week.
Actually, we have 2.
We have 1 day of class for this class next week, Kyler. The test will be the week after next. But what I want to look at today is I want to look at doing conversions with complex units where we have more than 1 unit combined together. For example, if I told you guys that I can throw a baseball at a rate of 90 feet per second, would you believe me?
No.
Now that is if I'm standing at first base on a baseball field and I throw the ball, it'll be at home plate in 1 second. Well, is 90 feet per second fast?
No.
Well, what are we used to seeing speed in?
90 miles an hour.
Miles per hour, yeah. So if we can convert that into miles per hour, it would be more easy to compare. So what we're going to do is we're going to write it like this, as 90 feet per 1 second. Because that's really what that means. 90 feet per second is 90 feet over 1 second. So it's already as a fraction, so we don't have to put it over 1 to make it a fraction. So for our conversion here, we want to get rid of feet and convert feet into miles. And we know that 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So that'll cancel out the feet. But we also want to get rid of seconds. And we want to convert seconds into hours. Do we know how many seconds are in an hour?
60 seconds.
60 seconds in a minute. Let's do that. We'll go to a minute first. 1 minute is 60 seconds. Now we can go from minutes into hours. 1 hour is 60 minutes. The minutes cancel out. Now we're in hours. So what we have here, we have 90 times 1 mile times 60 times 60, which is what? 324,000 miles. Does that sound right? Over 1 times 5280 times 1 hour. That's 5,280 hours. Obviously, we need to divide that out. 324,000 miles divided by 5,280 hours is going to be what? .36 miles per hour. That's not that fast. Do you guys think I can throw that fast? If I warmed up, I could probably still throw over 60 miles an hour.
I doubt it because of your age when you turn
But,
about 50.
so anyway, so we can use our unit conversions. That's one of the reasons why I showed you this long form of a conversion using that conversion fraction. Even though we didn't really need it for the simple conversions, is for some of these bigger conversions, it is necessary. And especially when we have complex units, sometimes we're converting the denominator, not the numerator. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say that you are told that there is a pressure, let's say a cylinder pressure or tire pressure or anything like that, that it has a pressure of, let's do 144 ounces per square inch. What are we used to seeing pressure in? PSI, pounds per square inch. So we need to convert that. So once again, this is 144 ounces over 1 square inch. Do we need to change the square inches? No, we need to change the ounces. So the ounces are going to go on bottom, so they cancel out. Going into pounds, 1 pound is 16 ounces. So 144 divided by 16 gives us 9 pounds over 1 square inch. So that's 9 pounds per square inch, PSI. But on the other side of that, let's say you're given a pressure as 3,456 pounds per square foot. And we want that in PSI. So 3,456 pounds over 1 square foot. We need to get rid of the square feet. Normally we put what we want to get rid of on bottom, but here we're not going to. Why? Because the square feet's already on bottom. To make it cancel out, we need it on top.
Because you flopped the second one.
So now it's going to cross cancel the square feet. 1 square foot is 144 square inches. So this will be, multiplying that out, 3,456 pounds over 144 square inches. We divide that out, we're going to get 24 pounds per square inch. Does that work out? Okay. In your notes, I want to see if you can convert this 1.2 miles per minute into miles per hour. See if you can make that work out. So 1.2 miles over 1 minute What are we going to put in our conversion factor? What do we want to change? Do we want to change the miles or do we want to change the minutes?
Change the minutes.
Change the minutes. So we're going to get rid of the minutes. So we have to put it where? Top or bottom?
Top.
Top. So it'll cross cancel out. We're changing it to hours. 1 hour is 60 minutes. Now the minutes cancel. 1.2 times 60. 72 miles over 1 hour. So 72 miles per hour. What do you think? Better than a sharp stick in the eye still? Maybe? Sharp sticks start to look better. So let's say that you have a pump that is capable of pumping 2.4 cubic inches per second. We want to know how many cubic feet per hour that's going to be. I want you to give that one a shot in your notes. Okay, so 2.4 cubic inches in 1 second. What am I going to change? Am I going to change cubic inches or seconds?
Cubic inches.
I'm going to change both. So we got to figure out which one we want to change first.
The inches.
Let's change cubic inches. So cubic inches are going to go on bottom. What's going to go on top?
Feet.
Cubic feet. What numbers go in there?
144.
1 cubic foot is 1,728 cubic inches. So the cubic inches are gone. Now we have to get rid of the seconds.
60 seconds in 1 minute.
I'm going to shorten this up a little bit in 3,600 seconds in an hour. You could go 60 seconds to a minute, 60 minutes in an hour. I'm just going to do it in one step. So what we have here is we've got 2.4 times 1 cubic foot times 3,600. $86.40. And the only unit up there is cubic feet. On bottom, 1 times 1728 times an hour, that's 1,728 hours. 86.40 divided by 1728 is 5 cubic feet per hour. By the way, that is very, very poor. Usually most pumps are between 5 and 12 CFM, which is cubic feet per minute. So a siphon hose would run a lot faster than that, just so you know. Let's see here. Let's look at running at 500 meters per minute and converting that into kilometers per hour. So with our metric units, things can look a little bit trickier. 500 meters over 1 minute. I have to convert the meters into kilometers. I don't need a conversion factor for that. I'm just moving my decimal point. 5,000 meters is 5 kilometers. So I'm just going to change the 5,000 meters into kilometers and rewrite the fraction. Now I still have to get rid of the minutes. So I'm going to put minutes and I'm converting to hours. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. So the minutes are gone. So 5 times 60 is 300 kilometers per hour. 300 kilometers per hour is about 180 miles per hour. Moving right along. Hopefully you're in an airplane. Or we might have 72 grams per centimeter squared, and I want to know what is that in milligrams per millimeter squared. Give that one a shot, see what you can do. So we're going to change both units again. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my 72 grams into milligrams. Get some grams to milligrams. I could go 3 spots to the right, so that's going to be 72,000 milligrams. Now centimeters squared to millimeters squared. Centimeters to millimeters. One spot to the right, but it's squared, so that means we have to go 2 for each spot on the chart. So 1, 2, 0, 0. That's 100 millimeters squared. Now we divide that out, that is 720 milligrams per millimeter squared. Does that make sense?
Like a short stick.
Yeah. How far are you going to jab it in? Will you stop at the back of the skull? All the way through? You don't care at this point? Let's see here. Let's try... let's do this. 0.28 kilograms per centimeter cube. Convert that into grams per millimeter cube. Give that one a shot. See what you come up with. Let's take a peek. See how you're doing. So 0.28 kilograms per centimeter cubed. What'd you guys come up with? Anybody get an answer? What's that? Well, let's put kilograms into grams. Moving from kilograms to grams is 3 spots to the right on the chart, correct? Move the decimal 1, 2, 3, that's 280. Now, centimeters cubed to millimeters cubed. Centimeters to millimeters is 1 spot on the chart, but since it's cubed, we have to 3 spots, 1,000. Divide that out. The number stays the same, 0.28. Didn't trust yourself on that one? How about this one? Try that one quick. Okay, so 0.09 grams per millimeter cubed. We're going to convert grams to kilograms.
But you move it 3 spots.
3 spots to the left. So 0.00009 kilograms. This is 1 millimeter cubed into meters cubes. How many spots on the chart is it from millimeters to meters?
3,
3, but it's cubed, so we got to move the decimal point.
6.
9. So it's 0.000000001 meter cubed. So we have to divide. $90,000 kilograms per meter cubed. What do you think? What's that? You tap out. Oh, it's not that bad. Isn't good. In that packet, page 238, problems 57 through 64, and page 266, problems 55 through 62. I'm giving you a little extra time today to work on these because I want to make sure you do as many of these as possible. Because I'm guessing this is one assignment where you're not going to do the first couple, think they're easy, and skip on to the last couple.